Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa podcast, and welcome to our brand new concept that we're bringing to the channel, Player Watch, where each week we're going to be taking a look at one player from the game that we've just seen. We're going to have a look at their performance, how they're playing in general, have a look at them statistically, and just talk about each individual player that we want to talk about for that game week. Doesn't have to be a good performance, it can be a bad performance. So we're going to start doing this after each performance now, picking one player to highlight. But I just wanted to pick one player that I really want to highlight and talk about, because I can't get enough of this player at the minute. Douglas Luiz is absolutely class, man. He is class, and I'm absolutely loving watching Douglas Luiz. And we did our player ratings, and I didn't give him man of the match. I gave McGinn man of the match, but there's so many that could have got man of the match. Cash, Luiz, McGinn, Mings, they could have all got man of the match. But I just felt in that game that McGinn, playing in a role that he's not used to playing in, had a really, really good game. And I think he helped Luiz perform in the way he did. I think he helped Cash perform in the way. So I think any of them could have got man of the match. But I really want to talk about Douglas Luiz, because he's had two purple patches for Villa for me, Douglas Luiz. Number one was when we stayed up. I think he was instrumental to keeping us in the Premier League. And two, how he's playing now. I spoke about in the debrief when I went to the Villarreal game how I just noticed something in that game, how Luiz just kept looking at Emery, kept looking at him, and it felt like he really wanted to see where he should be, what his position should be, where he should be going next. I really felt in that game that the two were working together to show each other how they need to be working. And from that moment, I've just been looking at Luiz thinking, you know what? He's an Unai Emery player. He's got that position nailed on. And look at his performances, how he's playing. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at how he played against Bournemouth. We're going to have a look at the bigger picture. And we're going to have a look at some of the things that we can take away from some of the recent games as well. So if we have a look at some of his stats for Bournemouth, you can see that his defensive position, where he was winning the ball back for Villa, were in key areas, winning the ball back around the halfway line, which allows Villa to then go forward and then go on the counter and attack Bournemouth in transition. Off the ball, positionally, was more on the left-hand side. You've got McGinn, who was occupying space on the right-hand side, working together in that double pivot. Attacking-wise, and I think this is one of the standout things that I take away from Bournemouth, and we've spoke about numerous times that Unai Emery always has a plan. And what you can see in this game is we allowed Luiz more license to get forward. He was a willing runner, he was breaking through the lines, and he was getting on the end of stuff as well. You can see it from this graphic here. This is where we scored our goal, and Luiz is making a charge into the box, breaking through lines from this area. And then as you can see, when he finished it, he was Aston Villa's highest player in the box. He was our furthest forward player getting on the end of this in the box as well. So that's instrumental to Emery. It's instrumental for Luiz to knowing his role in this game, that he did have that little bit more license to get forward. And I think when we're thinking about a team that's going to be coming to Villa Park with a mid-block, with a low block, that are coming to defend, it's crucial that you have runners getting into the box. It's crucial that you have players that are breaking through the lines. And this must have been a tactic that Bournemouth didn't see coming, because if we look at how Luiz has been playing under Emery, it's been predominantly in the double pivot. His average positions don't break through the lines. So in this game, the subtle tweak that we made served dividends. Again, you can see in this attack that Douglas Luiz is at the edge of the 18-yard box, looking to take shots off. And then in this graphic, you can see positionally, Villa are pretty much solid. You've got Bailey, who's coming out to help Matty Cash. You've got Luiz barking orders as well. So again, Luiz's understanding of where he should be, the role he should be playing, it's just there to see as well. So it was a really good performance from Douglas Luiz. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. And if we now go and have a look at the average positions now then of Douglas Luiz, and we'll have a look at how his sort of position is adapting in an Aston Villa shirt as well. So as you can see, Dougie's average position in this game is a little bit different to what we've been seeing, and it sort of backs up what I'm saying about his licence to get forward. You can see Douglas Luiz, number 6. Normally, he was positioned right by the double pivot, so you've got McGinn's position, you've got Ramsey a little bit deeper, and Dougie's position, average position in this game, was more attacking. This isn't just a graphic showing a one-off movement where Douglas Luiz is being more attacking. Look where he's positionally. His average position for the whole game, number 6. Now, if we go back and have a look at his average position, say, in the last home game against Crystal Palace, you can see that his average position in this game is a little bit deeper, helping out support Kamara and being more of a predominant double pivot. So I think you can see from this graphic game by game that we didn't need Luiz to have that licence to get forward. We wanted a little bit more structure and a little bit more of a foothold. If we go and have a look at how we played against West Ham, so this was the first game without Kamara, a little bit more solid. You can see that Luiz was the one that was the furthest player backwards in this game as well. So what I'm loving about this is I'm loving how game on game we've got subtle tweaks, we've got changes to how we are playing, and these little subtleties are just adding to how Unai Emery wants Aston Villa to play. So for me, Luiz he knows his role, he knows what he's meant to be doing. He's got no ceiling. Luiz can go as far in the game as he wants to go because he's now starting to show maturity. He's showing leadership. He's showing an understanding of what he's meant to be doing. Game on game, he's showing what he's meant to be doing. I think his dead ball deliveries have got 10 times better this season. Absolutely 10 times better. So I'm absolutely loving Douglas Luiz. Now what I want to show you is I want to have a look at something that I've spoke about, and a lot of you who watch the channel week in, week out will understand that there's a couple of things that I like to see, and it's consistency and a number 7 rating. And what I mean by this is, and when we look at players from different leagues coming to Villa, if you can show a consistency in your performance week in, week out, the whole team is going to be performing better as well. And what we're starting to see from a lot of Villa players now are 7s and 8s and 9s performances. And if you can have that, you're only going to be performing better as a team. So let's have a look then at Douglas Luiz over the last 10 games. So even against Stevenage, he had a 7.5 rating. So this is Douglas Luiz form on SofaScore. Now, I can give a player an 8 or a 9 or a 10, and that's based on how I think they played in the game. But these ratings are based off statistics, possession, passing accuracy, duels, impact on games, the positioning, everything like that. So this is based on stats as well. This isn't just based on someone's opinion of how do you think Luiz played. So Leeds United 7.7, 7.5, 7.2, 6.8 against United, 7, 6.3, 6.9, 7.1, 8.4. Look at those ratings that he's got. He's got 8 goals and assists this season. That's Villa's second highest. Only Watkins is higher with 13. If we have a look at some of his stats for the whole season, SofaScore give him a 7.05 rating for the whole season. Look at that heat map. That heat map is tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. He's absolutely everywhere on the pitch. He's covering every blade of grass. He's played 26 games this season, started 22. You know, you've got a bit of someone else's vibe in there as well. That's why he's not started all of them. 3 goals. He has got a 5 assists. Touches per game, 59.6. Big chances created, 4. Passing accuracy per game, 87%. In his own half, 93%. In the opposition half, 75%. Defending, 1.2. Interceptions per game. Tackles per game, 1.8. He's only made one error that's led to a goal this season, and that was against Bournemouth. 65% successful dribbles. He's winning 52 of his total duels. He's winning 53 of his ground duels. Aerial duels, he's winning 50%. Dougie Luiz this season has been an absolute breath of fresh air. He's been absolutely tremendous, and I can't get enough of Dougie Luiz because he's just playing so well for Aston Villa. So this is the first player watch that we've done. We will do a lot more. Each week we'll pick one player, good or bad. So I'm not just going to pick players that I think have done good. If they have played poorly, then we'll pick them and we'll go over there and we'll have a look at how they've played. But for me, Villa fans, what are your thoughts on Dougie Luiz? Because he has been absolutely class, absolutely brilliant. So hope you've enjoyed Player Watch. Up the Villa.